G'day beer lovers. I've spent some time in Indonesia now, been holidaying in Bali, and I've come to the stark realisation that I've been deluded all my life. I've had this false belief that living in Australia, you experience freedom. You live freely. And that's just a load of crap. I tell you what Indonesia's like. Indonesia's way more free than Australia. Like, the road rules are not enforced here. There's lack of policemen on the road, so therefore all the road rules, no one follows them. Okay, heaps of scooter riders here. Hardly any of them wear helmets, even though the age to get a license is age 17. No one obeys it here in Indonesia. You see kids riding motorbikes. I've seen one kid in a school uniform, probably about age 14, with his sister on the back, age 11, and they weren't even wearing fucking helmets. So none of the road rules were enforced. There's no such thing as speeding fines because they just can't be enforced. In Australia, as you know, you break any sort of road rule at all, you get a massive fine. You're probably given 14 days to pay it. If you don't pay it on time, you get another fine on top. Yeah, that's one example. Also here in Indonesia, there's no building restrictions. Like, for instance, if you want to modify your house, you don't need to seek council approval. Like in Australia, you need to get a council approval just to put a bloody patio on the back. It's bloody ridiculous. Another example of rules and regulations in Australia, like if you're running a business, you've got to get council approval to put up an advertising sign in front of your shop. That's how ridiculous it is. In Indonesia, there's no restrictions at all. As you can see, shopkeepers can put up any sign they want. And I doubt that you have to have a registered trading name here in Indonesia. I think people make up any old trading name and put it in front of their business, whereas in Australia, if you have a trading name and you don't have it registered, you get busted. What else? In Australia, you fall behind in your taxes. What happens? The government puts the bloody government debt collectors onto you and they hassle you. So there's no freedom living in Australia at all. It's a society based on laws, rules and regulations. And sometimes you've got to come to the third world, like here to Indonesia, to realise that they're more free than you. Now, I created a bit of a discussion on Facebook when I posted this topic, and I've got a couple of comments that I'll include in this video. Now, VidKid67 Trev, he said, probably in a third world nation like Indonesia, gay people aren't treated very fairly, so they're probably less free than, say, in a democratic, westernised society. And I think that's valid. Yeah, you know, like in Australia, we've legalised gay marriage, but here in Indonesia, gays would not have any rights at all. And Noswonky, he offered something very insightful. He said that too much freedom is not good, and too little freedom isn't good either. So the perfect society is a balance between rules and regulations and civil liberties.